Pythagoras theorem. So the first thing we need to know is, what is Pythagoras theorem? Pythagoras theorem is used to find a missing side of a right angle triangle when the other two sides are given. Okay, so we use Pythagoras theorem to find a missing side of a right angle triangle when the other two sides of the triangle are given. So let's write that. So from the definition we have here, or from the explanation we have here, we can see that Pythagoras theorem is only used for right-angled triangle. So there are different types of triangles, or the only triangle that you can apply Pythagoras theorem to is a right-angled triangle. So what is a right-angled triangle? A right-angled triangle is a triangle that has one of its three angles equal to 90 degrees. So if we have a triangle like this, and then you have an angle here, this angle, this sign here tells us that this angle here is 90 degrees. So since one of the angles of this triangle is 90 degrees, it means that this triangle is a right angle triangle. So Pythagoras theorem is used for this type of triangle. If you have a triangle in this form, this is not a right angle triangle because none of its angles is equal to 90 degrees. So you cannot use Pythagoras theorem for this type of triangle. Okay, so you only use Pythagoras theorem for this type of triangle. So whenever you have a right angle triangle, the first thing you take note of is the side that is opposite the 90 degrees. The side opposite the 90 degrees, it is called the hypotenuse. It is always opposite the 90 degrees. Always opposite the 90 degrees. So first thing you locate is the 90 degrees. The next thing you locate is the side opposite the 90 degrees. Let's go back to the definition. This is used to find a missing side of a right angle triangle when the other two sides are known. So a triangle has three sides. So you use Pythagoras theorem when you have one missing side, but you know two sides. So this hypotenuse, we call it C. C. So it's the first part you identify. The hypotenuse is called the C. Okay? You can decide to call this side A. You can decide to call this side A. Wherever you like, you can call A or A. But the most important thing is you must identify the C. So let's call here A. And let's call here B. Okay. So if A is missing, but you know B and C, you can use Pythagoras theorem to find A. If B is missing, but you know A and C, you can use Pythagoras theorem to find B. Same thing, if C is missing, but you know A and B, you can also find C. Okay? So what is the formula that we are going to use? Pythagoras theorem states that the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of these other two sides. The square of this side is equal to the sum of the squares of these other two sides. So let's write the formula. C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared. So the square of this side is equal to the sum of the squares of these other two sides. So this is the formula we're going to use. So let's go into solving some examples. So my drawing does not look perfect. I'm not really good at drawing, but this is a right angle triangle because of this sign here. So this sign tells us that this is a 90 degrees. Okay. So now we know that this is a right angle triangle. So since it is a right angle triangle, we can use Pythagoras theorem, because Pythagoras theorem is used to find a missing side of a right angle triangle when the other two sides are given or are known. Using the formula, C squared is equal to A squared plus b squared. So the first thing you identify is you identify your C. Your C is the side opposite the 90 degrees, which is called the hypotenuse. So this is the 90 degrees. So the side that is opposite it is this. Therefore, our C is x. So we have x squared is equal to. So once you have identified x, or once you have identified C, the next thing you need to do, you can just give these other two values to any of the other ones. So I can decide to call this A. I can decide to call this A. Whichever one I decide to choose, I will get the same answer as long as I identify C correctly. So let's call this A and let's call this B. So 5 squared plus 12 squared. 5 squared is equal to 25. 12 squared is equal to 144. So x squared is equal to 25 plus 144. So 25 plus 144 is going to give us 169. So x squared is equal to 169. So have we found the value of x? No, not yet. What we have found is x squared. X squared. So to find the value of x, we need to eliminate square. We eliminate square by introducing the opposite of square, which is square root. Square is the opposite of square root. So to eliminate square, we introduce square root. So we're going to have square root of x squared is equal to square root of 169. So square root is going to cancel out square. We have x is equal to square root of 169, 13. So the square root of 169 is 13. That means the value of x is 13 centimeter. So let's look at another example. Okay. So we know that this is a right angle triangle because of the sign here. First thing we need to do is write the formula. So the formula is c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. What's our c? 18 feet. So our c is always opposite the 90 degrees. So 90 degrees, the one opposite it is our c. So we have 18 squared is equal to, so we can choose any of these ones. So we can say 8 squared plus y squared. So what's 18 squared? 334. So we have 324 is equal to 8 squared is 64 plus y squared. So we can move 64 to the left. It becomes minus. So we can write this as y squared is equal to 324 minus 64. So what's 324 minus 64? Y squared is equal to 260. So to get the value of y, we introduce the opposite of square, which is square root, to both sides. Square root of y squared is equal to square root of 260. So square root to cancel out square. Y is equal to, what's square root of 260? 16.12. So we have 16.12 feet. That gives us the value of y. Okay. Let's continue. Let's look at another question. So now we're going to look at a word problem. So the question says, if the diagonal of a square is 8 centimeter, what is the area of the square? So this question can be solved using Pythagoras theorem. We can apply Pythagoras theorem in solving this particular question. Let's try it out. So the first thing we draw is the square. Let's draw the square. You know, normally to find the area of a square is length multiplied by length. But in this particular question, we are not given the length of the square. So let's see how we can use the diagonal to find the area of the square. So let's draw the square. So this is the square, right? So the diagonal is a line drawn from one angle to the opposite angle. So if you draw a line like this is a diagonal. So we are told that this diagonal line is 8 centimeters. And we know that each of the angles of a square is 90 degrees. That means here is 90 degrees. We also know that for us to find the area of a square, we need to know the length, because these two sides are the same, so we can call both of them length. So let's put here as L, here as L. Area of a square is equal to length multiplied by length. But we don't know what the lengths are. So how do we find out what the lengths are? So let's consider this triangle here. Let's consider this triangle. Let's call it triangle 1. So if you look at triangle 1, there are two triangles here, triangle 1 and triangle 2. If we observe triangle 1, we are going to see that triangle 1 is a right angle triangle because this angle here is 90 degrees. All the 4 angles of a square are all 90 degrees. So that means this angle here is 90 degrees. That means triangle 1 is a right angle triangle. That means we can apply Pythagoras theorem to find out the value of L. So since here is 90 degrees, this means 8 is the hypotenuse. That means our C is equal to 8. So we can say that C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared. And our C is equal to 8. Our C is equal to 8 because it's the side opposite the 90 degrees. So 8 squared is equal to, our A is L, so L squared. Our B is L, so L squared. L squared plus L squared, we're going to have 2L squared. 2L squared. So 8 squared is going to give us 64. So 64 is equal to 2L squared. We divide both sides by 2. 2 is going to cancel 2. L squared is equal to 64 divided by 2 is going to give us 32. So next, to get the value of L, we find the square root of both sides. So square root of L squared is equal to square root of 32. So what's the square root of 32? L is equal to 5.6 centimeter. So this is the value of the length. So this is 5.66. This is 5.66 because L is equal to 5.66. So remember the question says, what is the area of the square? So now we know the length, so we can calculate the area. Area is equal to length times length. Area is equal to length times length, so it's going to be 5.66 multiplied by 5.66. So what would that give us? 5.66 multiplying itself, 32.04. Let's call it 32.04. Centimeter squared. So that is our answer. 32.04. Let's look at the next question. So we are told to find the area of a triangle formed by the chord of length 10 cm of the circle whose radius is 13 cm. Okay, so let's draw this situation here. So we have a circle. This circle, this is the center point. So from the center, you have the radius this way. we have the radius this way. Remember, the chord is a line drawn from one point of a circle, from one point on the circumference to another point on the circumference without passing through the center. So a line that is drawn from one point on the circumference to another point on the circumference without passing through the center is called a chord. A line that is drawn from one point on the circumference to another point of the circumference but passing through the center is called a diameter. So the difference between a chord and a diameter is a diameter passes through the center, a chord does not pass through the center. So here, this is a chord from one point of the circumference to another point, right? And we are told that this chord is 10 centimeters. We're also told that this radius is 13 centimeters. So we're expected to calculate the area of this triangle that is formed here. This triangle that is formed here, we're expected to calculate the area. So let's see if we can do it quickly. So we are going to draw a vertical line down so that we can get a 90 degrees. So once we form a right angle triangle here, this vertical line divides this large triangle into two smaller triangles. So I'm going to call this side triangle 1. So I'm going to draw triangle 1. This is 13 centimeters. So when it cuts this large triangle into two, instead of having 10 centimeters, we're going to have 5 centimeters. And then we don't know what this is. This is called x. The height of this triangle is x. So we need to find the value of x, right? We need to find the value of x. So we use Pythagoras theorem. C squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. Our c is 13, so 13 squared is equal to 5 squared plus x squared. So 13 squared is 169, is equal to 5 squared is 25 plus x squared. So x squared is equal to 169 minus 25. X squared is equal to 144. So the value of x squared is equal to 144. This is x squared. So x is equal to square root of 144. And square root of 144 is 12. So x is equal to 12. So now we know the height of this circle to be 12 centimeters. So remember, our target is to find the area of this circle. So area of this circle is equal to half base multiplied by height. So area is equal to half times, what's the base of this triangle? The base of the triangle. So if you say 5, you'll be wrong, because 5 only accounts for half of the triangle, but the entire triangle is from here to here, which is 10. Okay, half 10 times. Now we know the height x, which is the height of the triangle. We know it to be 12. So this is equal to half times 120. Half times 120 is equal to 60, because half of 120 is 60. So the area of the triangle is 60 centimeters squared. So that gives us the answer to this question. So we have seen some useful applications of Pythagoras theorem in real life situations. Okay, so